All right, well, I'm streaming live. Well, hello, I'm Jeannie Fritsch. I'm a conscious relationships mentor. That means I help people consciously create relationships instead of operating in relationships from defaults and from habitual behaviors that are not serving them, not serving their happiness, not serving their relationship. So, okay, I just want to talk really quickly on the power of presence. The power of presence. Being present means you are fully in the moment. Not as something that many people who meditate, they seek. They seek that space of being present in the moment. The more presence that you have in the moment, the more peace there is flowing through you. When you're present in the moment, there's a confidence, there's a calmness, there's a connection to a very foundational grounding within you. So when I work with people in their relationships, I always start with them because a relationship is the expression, the expressed creation of two individuals who have come together and expressed some kind of agreement between them, either publicly, a public covenant in front of people, maybe a sacred covenant in front of God, or some kind of personal agreement that they've made that they're coming together. And in the coming together, they're creating this new entity called us, the us of them, the us of those two people coming together. When you have people that come together, they bring their history, they bring parts of their personality that maybe are natural to them. It's just always been this way. They bring parts of their personality that are adaptive, which means maybe they weren't always that way, but over time they adapted maybe to constant stress, stressful situation, some life event, and they went into maybe coping. Sometimes even kids and families, they cope because their temperaments aren't fully understood or embraced. They're maybe not allowed full expression, and so they learn to just kind of cope, and they find ways to cope, and eventually those just become their norm, but it's not really them. And so the more that people can show up and be present inside of their relationship, the more present their relationship is, which means the more capacity for expansion. So just for today, I would really, really, really suggest that you find some time to calm. Find some time to walk in nature, not with your cell phone, not listening to an audio or on the phone talking, but just to listen to nature, just to connect with the space that's supporting you, that is the space that is around you. I received a teaching on this from Yvonne Delafleur, a mentor of mine who I highly esteem. And she was expressing that, in this particular video, you can see the picture behind me, the art. You can see the plant, you can see a window, a blind. I'm sitting on a chair. There's a credenza behind me. For me, there's a desk here. And then there's the space. And a lot of times we identify the objects that are inside of the space, but we don't realize that the space has an energy. That space has an energy, a spiritual energy of support that's available. It's there all the time. It's supporting, it's part of what is around me. The more that we realize how supported we are, the more we can show up as ourselves. The more that we show up as ourselves now, the more that we can express ourselves fully in a relationship, and the more the relationship will blossom. Now, some people can get to this point and maintain it really well just through meditation or through prayer or through prayer and meditation or through, prayer for me is like the asking, meditation is like quieting to receive. Maybe it's visualizing, some scenario. I have a friend that visualizes a pillar of light. And I sometimes do that where I literally feel the light flow in and I feel, I feel like I'm grounded, I'm centered in this pillar of spiritual light. There's a lot of ways to find a lot of ways. Walking in nature I spoke of. Sometimes people will like to swim, being in the literally swimming laps. It can become a highly meditative for some people. But I suggest that you find things that help put you in the now, keep you in the present. And then when you do notice triggers, don't ignore them. Investigate them, kind of dive in and get to the bottom of what do they mean. You can do this through journaling. You can do this through conversations with people who are trained. You can do this with people who have a high intuition level and are very good at, guiding people through to, trying to find what's the truth underneath all the feelings. So you can remove the story that keep those feelings in place. And when you remove them, you reveal, you expose the truth of it, the truth of you, and it's restorative. It brings you back to more being present in the moment. So that's the kind of work that I often do with the people that I serve. And I just encourage you to find the pace that puts you in the moment of now, because in the moment of the present is where your power of creation resides. Instead of just repeating, subconsciously or unconsciously or consciously dragging the past with you, saying, I'll never be able to forgive that. A lot of times it's forgiveness work that needs to be done. Because you in the forgiving of a person or an event or a trauma or yourself, you return the part of you that was locked in the incident. You release it and return it. And because you return you to you, that part that was locked, you now have more of you to show up in life. You have more of you to show up every day. You have more of you living in the now and not dragging the baggage of the past. The more you can show up in the now, the more present that you can be, the more respectful of the support that you are receiving. You are receiving support, the more your relationship will thrive. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope the rest of your day is wonderful. And I hope there's something here that you gleaned that you can apply to yourself, because I felt called to come in and share it.